Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Now, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. So last week we got back into our turnaround exercises with a turnaround of Disney's first four-legged friend, Pluto, who turned 95 in September. Happy belated birthday, old friend. This week, we're going to draw a turnaround of another dog that, while not actually created by Disney, is seen on the Disney Channel, Disney Junior, and streaming on Disney+. That being the incredibly popular Bluey. If you're not familiar with Bluey, well, Bluey is an Australian animated series produced by Pluto Studio and distributed by Disney for international audiences. The show follows a 6-year-old blue heeler puppy named Bluey, who lives with her dad, Bandit, her mom, Chili, and her younger sister, Bingo. As you can see, the animated style used for Bluey is quite different from the traditional Disney style with Pluto. Bluey's look is clean, minimalist, 2D digital animation, rendered in rounded geometric forms with bold outlines. Its somewhat mechanical look is going to add a challenge for us as we attempt to draw it by hand. I hope you're up to it. So let's draw. Again, just a reminder of what a turnaround is. It's a series of drawings of a character from different angles, literally creating a model sheet of that character. We start with a front view, then move into various other angles after extending some guidelines across the page to help position the character's features. Okay, so we're going to draw our turnaround of Bluey step by step, giving you a secret formula to be able to draw her again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. Bluey is one of those characters whose head and face and body are all contained in one shape, sort of like SpongeBob or Finn from Adventure Time. So when it comes to mapping out the features of that head, face, body shape, it helps to use guidelines to know where those features should be sketched in. So look for that as we go along, okay? So what do you say we draw a roadmap for our turnaround of Bluey? So there's our roadmap for our turnaround of Bluey. Now before we go on to step 2, I want to give you the layout of our Bluey turnaround using simple shapes for those of you who want a screen grab. Just something to help you when laying out your drawing. Okay, so now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the third and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. As I mentioned at the beginning, I use guidelines to help me to position Bluey's features, but we don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Okay, so let's rough out the features in our turnaround of Bluey. Okay, so there are the roughed out features of our Bluey turnaround. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of our Bluey turnaround. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work to figure that out. In this step, it's okay to draw darker, but don't press too hard or mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. The goal is to always draw with an eye on tweaking and improving all the way until the very end. Okay, so let's draw in the details for our turnaround of Bluey. And that's how you do it. So having drawn the oldest and first dog in the Disney universe, Pluto, we've now drawn our turnaround of one of the newest dogs in that Disney universe, Bluey. So how do you think you did? Understand if you've never drawn Bluey before, let alone a turnaround of her, then you cannot expect to have drawn her perfectly. You'll notice I don't spend time coloring Bluey during this video because I want my lessons to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing the turnaround of Bluey. And with that you can draw her again and again. And by all means color her when you're done. I promise each time you draw her, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your turnaround drawing of Bluey. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram. And don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.